everyone, and welcome to another wonderful session of Ignite Light Up Your Path, where we are here together to discuss about our experiences, our insights, our wisdom, and mainly the youth coming together to help each other, to build each other, to grow and basically grow with each other. This is your community where this is a non-judgment zone where we all come together and learn from each other, experience how another person has gone through certain emotions or their lifestyle and pick up from their wisdom and make our life more beautiful. I welcome you all to another wonderful session. This is the 11th week of us going live on YouTube and on Zoom as well. Various platforms bringing in different speakers from all across the globe with various topics such as emotional intelligence, manifestation, the importance of creativity while meditation, and veganism. And today is such another topic where we talk about the relationship you have with your parents. Yes. It does seem like very little topic, but when you actually sit and emphasize about it, you do understand the way you have your relationship with your mother and father or your siblings actually is the base point for you to establish all the relationship you have in your life while growing up. That is the drawing point for you to have other relationships in your life and the way you're going to deal with outside relationships, that is outside your home, be it your friends, your colleagues, your partner, and your in-laws, your kids, and all that. These two relationships become the driving point of all the relationships. And that is the reason why it is important to understand why it is important for you to have a very bittersweet, maybe too much. Bittersweet is a big word to say, but a very evolving relationship with your parents is what I can say. And I don't want to talk about it too much because we already have a very brilliant speaker who is a professional content writer and a copywriter. And he got into meditation from the age of 12, and his parents were the one who introduced meditation into him. Very young and very dynamic. Bhaskar with us here. Hi,
Hi.
Bhaskar.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for that intro.
Yeah, nice to have you here with us. So before we begin in, I have a very important question. How do you feel when you look back at like, oh, you were introduced to meditation at the age of 12 because of your parents? So how do you feel because of that now? Because that must be a very, drastic change that led to all these things in your life till now.
Yeah, so I was at the age of 12, I was in sixth standard, and meditation was taught to me before age of 12 only. I framed it in a way, uh, 2012, because 2012 was the year when we got introduced to PSSM and Patriji. But I remember my parents used to send me to Ramakrishna Matam, Swami Vivekananda's Ramakrishna Matam in Rajahmundry, our hometown, when I was in my second standard and third standard. So in my summer holidays, I used to go there as a summer camp in my second standard at that age. So from childhood itself, they used to send me and my brother to meditation sessions, yoga sessions, and stuff. So that is what I think shaped into a regular habit and belief system.
Lovely, because uh, such a powerful tool, not a tool, but a way of life is meditation that is coming across everybody's life right now. And I feel like some of us are really blessed that we are introduced to meditation and spirituality through our family. That not only shapes us and helps us become who we are, but also gives that beautiful shape to all the relationship as well when there is spirituality heavily involved in family as well. So
Yeah,
let's just please walk us through this topic and what do you feel like should happen or is happening with us all around?
I think. I was pretty lucky when in terms of teach learning how to meditate and think through different situations critically. Am I stuck? Am I stuck
No, I
or
can hear you.
am I clear? Is it stuck?
No, Bhaskar.
Yeah, yeah, you're
No,
clear. Yeah.
Bhaskar, we can hear you.
Okay, okay. So I you are a bit stuck, so I thought my internet is an issue. Uh,
No, no.
no problem. So I think at the very young age, I was just lucky to be introduced into this path. But I genuinely feel that recently I came across a statistic where I got to know our country is one of the youngest countries in the world, and in India especially, I think more than 60% of population is under the age of 35, and also more than 40% of our population is under the age of 30. So we are a very young country, and with a huge population between the ages of 13 to 29. See, if you see these numbers, India is filled with youngsters and students. There are very less people, only 30-40% of our country is filled with age groups of more than 35 to 40. So this gives me an insight that it is very much important for this generation, especially because we are living in such a, you know, short attention spans, and the focus is less now. And this is the exactly the time where the country itself needs meditation. And when youngsters start meditating at a young age, their level to think clearly improves a lot. And I can see that in myself and a lot of youngsters who meditate along with me. So, yeah, that's my thought.
The numbers were quite helpful, Bhaskar. Uh, okay. So, how is this related to the relationship we have with our parents? Yes, as a youngster, we do understand that meditation helps in, like reducing the stress. It helps us to have more clarity, be more focused, and help us to go forward in our life. But how is the link between this and the relationship we have with our parents?
Yeah, so I guess in India especially, I guess all over the world, I strongly believe that relationship with parents is always love and hate. I genuinely believe that there is no only love kind of relationship to anybody. At some point of time, I think majority of youngsters will go through a phase where they start hating their parents. And I also personally went through it. And I'm making a general statement, and I don't mean to point out any one single person or anything. But as much as I observe, everybody at some point of their life feel like they want to go out of their parents' house and have a separate house of theirs, and they just want to come out of their parents' control. Because at the end of the day, I feel as human beings, uh, the ultimate thing that everybody needs is freedom. And at some point, parental control uh, feels like not bearable anymore. And that's what makes us think to get frustrated on our parents, and maybe disagree with them and argue with them a lot. While this is an inevitable fact that happens in almost everybody's life, I think meditation helps us come out of this phase as soon as possible and see things clearly. Uh, that clarity of thought, and looking at it from a bird's eye point of view, from a third person point of view, and thinking how to manage and balance it. can only come if you are peaceful from inside. And that peace of mind can only be attained if you are being able to sit with your eyes closed at least for 10-15 minutes. That is how I think meditation helps in improving our relationship with parents. Because I personally have gone through that phase, and there was a time where I clearly told my parents on their face that I hate them. So things like this happened, and I don't know how many of youngsters uh, can go through that, but I don't know. Like I went through that phase. Many people don't have that courage. They just get frustrated inside, and they just maybe start talking about their parents to their friends. My mom is like this, my dad is like that, and all. So how to manage that can only be learned if you are at peace.
Okay. Uh, what happens here generally in India is we do understand that, like, this is again, I feel it is a very gender biased things. Like, sons are expected to fill in their father's shoes, and the
Mm,
daughters are expected to learn all the qualities or look up to their mothers and do what a mother is supposed to do.
mm,
And I think that is when we feel like parents come with their own experiences and the young people come with, okay, this is my own idea. And we do have a lot of resistance because of that.
mm,
Okay, so how do you think me as like a child can think, okay, even though this is my father and they have done a mistake unknowingly, I need to understand that even they are humans after all, and
mm,
be able to forgive them and not get frustrated, but try to take that relationship in a more smooth way.
mm. Interesting. So my what I did was a bit extreme in this situation, but I don't know, I can share it. Um so I believe at the core, every parent wants their child to be happy. And as you said, it is they're also humans, right? And it is very easy to forget that not just humans, they are also parents for the first time. They didn't do a PhD on how to become a parent and how to live as a human, and then start practicing. For example, if you are a doctor, you go through a doctorate degree, you go through a PhD, and then you operate, right? And then you do surgeries. In that scenario, if you do a mistake, you can be blamed. For example, I'm saying, because with lot of practice and lot of certifications, you got into this role, and now it is your job to perform it well, right? But parents don't go through that training. Majority of the parents don't didn't go through that training. They didn't
Yeah,
have a formal training of how to become a parent. They just became parents like that, without any knowledge of how to become a parent. So it is their first time also experiencing the parental life. So maybe they are doing mistakes unknowingly, and it is kind of okay. And if we can be smart and empathetic towards them, there are ways to uh, figure this out. And what I did was a bit extreme, but I'll share my story anyways. Um, so I know that my parents at the end of the day just want me to happy. I know that for sure. Everybody can agree on this. Um, but they are also scared when when we want to take our decisions. It's not like they want to stop us. The core emotion that they might be going through is that they're scared. Like, what will happen if I don't stop them here? My son is saying that he doesn't want to do engineering. He will do something else. What will happen if he fails? Engineering is a safer path. And my daughter is saying that she'll go through that X and Y path, and I want her to go through this. So there is some certain level of fear in their mind, and that fear unknowingly becomes into control. And that control, we can't we can't handle that control. That control is not the problem, that fear is the problem. So when I came to understand that, okay, control is one thing, fear is one thing, and their actions are coming in between. So when we see things independently, we don't have to rebel against the control that they're showing. We can rebel against the fear that they're showing. So what I personally did was, I had this privilege of sitting with my parents comfortably and talking to them, looking straight into their eyes. Many young Indian households don't have this freedom, I understand. Um, but what I did was, I made my parents sit. This is a story of when my parents wanted me to do engineering and I wanted to do something related to business. Okay, and they were scared. I made my parents sit and they were arguing. We were actually not arguing, we were shouting. We were shouting at each other. And I just made them calm down and asked if they want me to be happy or not. They said yes. Okay, now we are clear. We are on the same page. Then what? Okay, now we have two options. You are asking me to take your advice and go in that path, and I don't want it. I will be sad. Will you be happy if I am sad? Then there is my option. There is my path. You don't want me to go with this. If I take this, you will be sad. I will be happy. So one option is making you sad and it is making me happy. And the second option is making me sad and it is making you happy. Somebody will have to compromise here. Either you should compromise or I should compromise. Then they said, yeah, now compromise. And now compromise so that your life will be now your because if you compromise now, your life will be happy later. We know. Listen to us. I don't know, it felt like countering them or not, but I felt it logical and I just asked them one thing. Okay, now you are saying me, I have to compromise. Okay. If I'll compromise now and I take the path you are asking me to take, I'll listen to you for 4 years. 4 years, no engineering years. I'll listen to you for
Yeah.
4 years. After the fourth year, Tata bye bye. You are somebody else and I am somebody else. Is it okay for you? No, no. I'll do that. I'm not warning you. This is a possibility. This is a possibility that I will become so sad that you didn't let me do whatever I want, and I will keep on hating you. Maybe I will talk bad about you with my friends. Arey, my dad didn't let me do this. My mom didn't let me do this. The distance between us will keep on increasing with time. Now I'm 18. Now I'm 19. You are just looking at it till the time I get into 22 or 23. But I am saying look till 50, look till 60, 70. Till the time I become 50 years old, I become 45 years old. I'm looking at it that way. Do you want us to be friends or enemies? If I feel like you are supporting me, the long term relationship will be good. If I'm for 4 years, if I continuously feel that my dad is bad, he didn't let me do whatever I want, my mom is bad, she didn't allow me to choose my path. For 4 full years, I will keep on hating you. Do you think that that hate will come down and we will be happy after that? So this was a very tough conversation that I had, and there it was not easy, but I think it was necessary. So everything that is necessary is not easy, of course. We have to go through that. And gladly they agreed and they accepted. They listened to my logic. And the option that my father gave me was take this or that. The option that I gave was, do you want me to be your friend for the rest of our lives, or do you want us to be enemies for the rest of our lives? Choose one. If you frame it that way, every parent wants to be friends with their children. Every parent wants to be happy with their children. Nobody wants to choose the second path. So that is how I dealt with it. I don't know if it works for everyone. I don't know if everyone has that freedom and environment where they can openly talk to their parents this way. But it worked for me, and that is my personal story.
There are a few points that I really picked up from this. One, where you explain that parents are also operating from the level of fear. It's not that they
Hmm.
don't want their kids to be sad or anything. They're just operating on the level of fear. So I think that really should be taken into consideration from us as the kids. So we don't end up saying that my dad did this. So you're actually going against your father's fear. You're not going against your father. So that
Hmm.
perspective
Yeah.
is needed. In that case, probably it's if that is taken into consideration, I feel like it is not like the child and the parent. It's like the child and the parent coming together versus the problem or the thinking that is stopping them to become more open
True.
and explore their options.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
True.
okay, let's break it down a little more, like I was talking about a bit gender basis thing.
Hmm.
So you as a man, sometimes you come under the societal pressures like, oh my God, you have to fill up to your father's shoes and take the responsibility, be the man of the house after a certain age. The father is gonna
Hmm.
retire. And I also feel that parents don't expect us to today's parents, even I
Yeah.
still feel like are a little more evolved than our own grandparents is what I
Hmm.
see the change in them. Uh, but maybe our parents might not expect us to help them in financial aspect, just be there for emotional support, listen to them, understand them, ask them about how their day was. But sometimes I feel there is this lack of communication that happens, and I'm a bit inclined towards fathers being not so open to communicate. Mothers might actually sit and cry or tell their kid that.
Yeah.
Fathers are not. So how do you think you as a son want to tell other sons out there to approach their father?
Approach their father.
Yeah, so that the emotional bonding more specifically between a father and son is built up more strongly.
Hmm. I think again, I personally am very blessed because my father got married when he was 24, and he became a father when he was 25. That means my age. Right now I'm 25. He became a father at a very young age, and he went through a lot of struggle to build a family. He became a father like I was born when he was 25, and my brother was born when he was 26. So he himself was very young. So I think that made him uh, not treat his children like his children, and he always treated us like we were his friends. So I think that way I'm very, very, very lucky and fortunate to have that kind of a relationship with my father since young age. Even my mother, I think this is also another story, but my father was 24, but my mom she was also a kid. She was legally also she was a kid. She got child married, but it was a long ago, but 26 years ago. She was 16 when she was married to my father. She gave birth to me when she was 17, and she gave birth to my brother when she was 18. So both my parents were young themselves. So I think it worked out in our family, but it was a lot of struggle for them financially to raise a family of four at such a young age. But finances are another topic. But if we are speaking about parental relationship, I think that's what made them look at us like we are not properties, but we are children and we can be their friends. So that is how I think their mind worked. I'm assuming uh, because that is how he always raised us. He in my 10th standard, in my 11th standard, I used to have school crush, college crush, and all. And I used to normally go to my father and speak about it, like school. Uh, and he used to listen also. He used to guide me on how to handle those young emotions and focus on studies. All those things, cute little conversations used to happen between us. So I don't even know how does it feel to not have a conversation with your father. That way, I think there is genuinely nothing that I can add or give advice to someone who doesn't have this kind of relation, because I personally don't know how does it feel. I don't know how does it feel to not have a conversation easily with your father. I never faced that. So I don't think I can answer this question properly.
Like, you know, since we're talking about gender things, what generally happens is what I have seen more specifically. I'm a 90s kid. So
Hmm.
what I also see is like when a girl she comes to a certain age and she is in that physical menstruation age and she starts that process of
Yeah.
biological changes. Most fathers back at that time would feel like try have that distance unknowingly or knowingly with their daughters as well, even though daughters are more inclined towards their fathers and we feel like yeah, like we have someone who's going to look after us, and we tend to look at our parents more like that, genie,
Hmm.
like they're going to be there to fulfill all the
Hmm.
wishes. So that kind of creates a resistance is again what I feel. We tend to forget that parents have so many other responsibilities as well apart, yes, majorly yes, but there are other things as well.
Hmm.
So that kind of makes us feel very rarely that okay, there is this gap, we just pretend that it does not exist but it is actually there.
Hmm. I think I can add this in another angle. So I think I'm sure most of the Indian kids don't have this kind of bond with their father. I was lucky. I am fortunate to have a father like that. But if I can put it in another perspective, I think it is our job to take the courage and start the conversation or give them that hug. Because yeah, I think now is the time where I bring this topic. I was thinking how to bring it or how not to bring it. Should I even bring it or not? Because it is very tough and emotional. There are 11 people apart from me, right? Apart from me and you, there are 9 people here. And this video will be watched again on recording also. So whoever is watching this,
Yeah, this is we are live
yeah,
on YouTube as well right
yeah,
now. So
whoever is
YouTube
watching
audience.
this, whoever is watching this live or whoever is watching the recording, anytime, I want you to think about life in a different perspective. This can be a heavy discussion from now for the next 3 to 4 minutes. It is going to be a bit heavy thought to handle, but it is necessary, I feel. So we often, in the journey of just living day-to-day life, we forget and we take things for granted and we forget that death is a concept. So we often don't think about death. We don't even talk. about death. Death is like a taboo subject. Whenever people are talking about death, they avoid that conversation. But I think it is very important, and and not avoiding that conversation will actually answer this question. Why am I saying it? Is because when we start acknowledging and accepting the concept of death, we understand for the first time the value of time. Until and unless we understand and accept the concept of death, we don't and we can't understand the concept of time at all, because what has an end will only be understood. In that sense, if someone is watching this conversation on YouTube or on recording anytime, do this activity. Sit down and write how old are you? And for example, I'm 25 years old right now. First question. Second question is, how old is your father? My father is 52, 51. Okay. The third question is, how old is your mother? Okay, my mother is 43. Now these three questions are answered. And I hope and I wish for every single person who is watching this video to have a happy and healthy life till and surpass the 100-year mark. I genuinely wish for that to happen. But to just put things in perspective and just to speak practically, the current average lifespan of an Indian is 71. There is an average lifespan for every country, and there is an average lifespan for every species also. Even our Guru Patriji passed away 2 years ago. Nobody is immortal, right? Everybody has to pass away. And when we see things from that perspective, for the first time in our life, we understand uh, the value of time. And if we consider that 71, 71 is the average lifespan of an Indian, my father has only 21 years left, and my mother has somewhere around 29 years left. Okay, they are not immortals, they are going to pass away. 20, 29 years for my mother and some 20 years for my father. Okay, now I'm in Pune. I'm in Pune for my career. They are in my hometown. How often will I meet them? I met them for the first time in 4 months. I don't know when I'll meet them again. Maybe after a few months again. Or in Dhyanama Chakra. In Dhyanama Chakram we are going to meet. Or for Rishikesh program we are going to meet. And it will only keep on increasing, right? I will get married and I will have my own family. Then the distance will even more go further. Many people will go to the US for their studies, and I'm not saying people should stop their growth and stay with their parents forever. I don't believe that. I believe everybody should move out of their parents house and have their own life. But when we see it this way, I only have like 10 days in a year where I can actually touch my father. I'm framing it in a very tough way, but imagine not being able to touch your father again, not being able to hold their hand again. So 10 times in a year, that is very less. And if we continue calculating it till the next 20 years that they have, it is like 200 times. You have only 200 chances to touch them. So please touch them now, hug them now. You have only maybe 100 chances to sit with them and talk to them. So do it now. It can be tough. It can be tough. I know I am lucky enough to have that I don't need to do that. My father himself will come and sit with me, have drinks with me, he will hug me and all. But if you are someone who is watching this and you don't have that comfort with your father or your mother, please understand that you have the chance to create it from now. So, yeah, you have only 200 chances left to sit and talk to them or hug them properly. So, it is in your hand now. Please do it.
Yeah, I mean, I recently lost my grandfather as well. It's been a year,
Mm,
so I can actually understand where is this coming from. And yeah, we are so busy in curating our life path, figuring out what to do, I don't know, how we can excel at our careers and the next promotion or the next party, even the most simplest things of going out on adventures, trekking, hiking, taking on trips with your friends, making memories, storing all your memories in the form of photos. We do tend to forget that, you know, sometimes we need to go out with our parents as well and have a quite relaxed day spent with them as well. Because,
mm,
as you said, time is very relevant and nobody is mortal. As time goes on, we are getting to our prime age and they are going down the hill of losing from their prime age and veering towards a certain time limit. That makes it even more, I don't know if it is sad or exciting, but a mixture of both the feelings is what I can say. Because I, as
mm,
a person, I feel like, oh my God, I'm in my youth. I'm so energetic. I have a lot of ideas in my head. I want to do this. I want to conquer the world. At the same time, I have to be hard to the world, try and prove something to the world. At the same time, be soft towards my parents and get a balance between both the things. So yeah, thanks for reminding us. This is actually a very
Your
heavy
voice is
topic.
getting a bit stuck.
Okay.
Now it's clear. Yeah, now it's clear.
Okay. So it's already time for us to sit and meditate. So that's what please guide everyone to sit.
So do you want me to guide?
Please tell us how to sit in the meditation posture and we can start our meditation now.
Yeah, okay. So if you're sitting on the floor, please cross your legs and clasp your fingers this way. And if you're sitting on a chair, I think someone just commented in the chat bot also there. If wherever you're sitting, just cross your legs and clasp your fingers, close your eyes, and I think because the topic today is about relationship with parents, and we ended the concept and the conversation uh, with a slightly on a heavier side. I think it is good for us to allow ourselves to soak that inside, because as I said, this is a very commonly avoided concept, and I think we have that responsibility and the courage. We should build that courage to build and think about this concept at least for once, so that let's do it right away. So let's do this meditation as an intentional uh, setup to accept mortality as a concept. So I hope everybody is into the meditation now. Be honest, I haven't ever guided a meditation session till date. I even thought of keeping it as plain as possible and letting the meditation session happen as a silent process. Yeah, but I just wanted to give this initial guidance to set the intention. We can now play the music.
That was really wonderful, Bhaskar, right?
The music was so good.
Yeah, it was really wonderful. Yeah. So thank you for your wonderful wisdom and for all the insights, Bhaskar. So let's open the floor and see if the audience has any questions for us.
Yeah.
So anyone, if you have any questions, you can drop your questions in the chat box or please raise your hands and you can unmute and ask your questions.
I have a question. I need the link of the music. It was very nice. You
Definitely.
can you can you can actually listen to my tone. Before this, my tone was very high. Yeah, thanks, Vinay. Bhaskar, what's your goal now in professionally with parents specific? Hi, Prashant. Can you give that direction to me? Are you asking about my professional goal or goal for my parents or with my parents, or I'm confused in that way. Spiritual goals. Okay. Spiritual goals for me, I'm a very practical person. I'm someone, I'll keep it short. I got into meditation at a very young age, right? And the first book that I actually read was You Forever. Uh, and You Forever, if you don't know, that book is filled with spiritual, psychic stuff. So, how to open your third eye, how to look at your aura, how to look at other people's aura. There are a lot of exercises inside that book. So, if anybody is interested in that stuff, they can read it. I read that when I was 14, 13. And because of that young age, I somehow used to experience everything that I used to practice from that book. I used to, every day after coming from school, I used to read that book and practice. I used to look at auras. I used to get visions. Once my mom lost her gold chain, and I sat in meditation and I had a vision of where that chain is. So all these experiences happened to me, astral travel and all. But that was good. Right now, I'm at a place where I'm no longer interested in that stuff spiritually. Right now, I'm at a place where I believe if spirituality is not improving your practical life, it is a waste of time. Okay, I can astral travel. So what? Okay, I can look at auras. So what? Can I treat the person next to me uh, well? Can I become a friend to a stranger easily? Or can I forgive my enemy in a better way. These are all practical real life skills that I think we need to master. And if spirituality is not helping us this way, I feel it is a waste of time. Right now, I'm at that place. So I'm focusing more on how to apply spiritual peace to improve my practical life. It can be even money. Right now, I'm 25. If it is not helping me double my income in the next few years, I think I'm doing something wrong. Spirituality should help me increase my money also. I think money is spiritual. So holistic growth is something I'm looking at. Money, emotions, relationships, health, all the angles should improve with time. And meditation and clarity of thought are tools for that to happen. That is my spiritual goal. Thank you. Um, Someone raised the hand.
Hi. Hi,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
I am Rehana Shri.
Hi,
Well,
Ranashri.
hi, Bhaskar. Thank you for the session. It was very wonderful to hear, especially the all the things that we go through in our life when our teenage, just a normal conversation with our parents or when we move out or all of that. I also got introduced to meditation when I was like 4 years or 5 years old through my parents. Since then, our entire family came into the PSSM meditation and all of that. And somehow I went through I can say the similar phase of what you shared, but in a different way. By that time, my parents are doctors. Both are doctors, and the entire family has like almost like 8 to 10 members of doctors. But I wanted to do engineering, and it was all like decided when I was like almost like 10 standard. So they supported me in a way like where it was full of freedom in all the choices, all because of the meditation and the spiritual journey.
Mm,
Yeah, that was like I remembered all of that. Now, from past 8 to 10 months, I'm living in USA. After marriage, I moved.
lovely.
So that the phase is different now because I've always been with my parents since
Mm,
childhood. I never
mm,
went to hostel. I never went to other cities for job. Luckily, I got work from home. So till my marriage, I stayed with them.
mm,
Now it's the conversation is only through phones.
mm.
Yeah, so it was a wonderful sharing. Thank you for this bringing this topic and the PSSM Ignite.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Actually, it feels nice when it is not a Q&A kind of a thing and people are sharing their part of the story too. Um, yeah, I think from a male point of view, I shared whatever I shared. I think when we look at it from a female point of view, the typical norm says that females move to the male's house, right? So that has
Yes.
been the cultural norm. So if I can say that I have very less chances, probably women have even more less chances because of this cultural norm. And yeah, I think,
Yeah, part and parcel of life. And since we are all into meditation and spirituality, we all know like
yeah,
we have created this reality. We
mm,
have written this. This is our soul plan. We
yeah,
just have to, deal with this in our everyday life with emotions and all the professional life or the personal life, family life, everything we just have to balance along with,
yeah,
yeah,
true.
the first thing is spiritual life.
True, true, true. And as I said, I think that is the whole goal of my point of view of having a spiritual goal. If you can't handle this, then something is wrong with your spiritual practice. So the whole
Yes,
point
true.
is that.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, it can be like this. I'd love to hear a few stories. I don't need any questions. I don't think answering questions uh, can be only the thing that we can do now. If anybody wants to share their story, I'd like to hear.
Yes, we have last 3 minutes with us before the session ends. So, any similar experiences, then please come forward. I do have a very similar experience as well to begin with.
Hmm.
Like when, after my 12th, I was not sure of what I really want to do. So it was basically my parents' decision, thinking that, okay, studying electrical engineering and then getting a government job would be a very more nice thing, more specific for a girl, she'll have a very settled started doing my engineering. I had like backlogs, which took a complete toll on my mental health, broke down my confidence, and I started questioning my parents, why did you pick this? You never even gave me an opportunity to explore, nor even explained me why you think I can do this. For them, it was more like it's not a big deal. We know our daughter; she is very intelligent, she is smart, she'll be able to do it. But it was a completely different story. Like expectations versus reality once I started doing it, and it took me a lot of time to understand that this was somewhere my plan all along. And I failed certain subjects, and that taught me something else in my real life. And now, when I'm going through a difficult time, I just look back at and say, "Okay, I did engineering. I cleared my backlogs. The most toughest branch of engineering is considered to be electrical engineering. I've done that. This is nothing. I can get over it."
Hmm.
So I kind of motivate myself when I'm going through something tough.
Hmm.
So understanding the fact that my parents thought I am very intelligent, I can do this makes me feel like yes. Their point of view was just to so that I can study because I am smart enough, not to make me feel like a failure. So that took
Hmm.
me a lot of time to understand and then feel like okay, it's not their mistake either. That
Hmm.
happened
True.
with me.
Nice. Session was now online story. Thank you. Anything else?
I guess it's actually time for us to wrap up our session. But
Yeah.
the group is always open for you guys to comment and ask doubts. And if you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to get back to you. So thank you so much, Bhaskar, for coming and joining us today and for explaining the importance of the relationship you are supposed to have. And even if you don't have, you always have the options of building that relationship
Building
with your
that.
parents.
Hmm.
Yes, and all it takes is just one courageous step. So, to people out, everyone listening us out there, know that you do still have a chance, no matter at what age you are right now. You always have a chance, and we are hoping that this session inspired you to take that chance and make it happen. Thank you for joining us today for another wonderful session. It's time for us to leave, and we'll be back with another session, another speaker, and an amazing topic as well. Till then, take care and keep meditating. We'll see you soon.